I feel like we're going to get a bomb drop right now. Bomb drop moment.
Wait, what? So it seems there's more to Nerve than I originally thought.
Wow, one of the best episodes. One of the best. Hello and welcome back to another Neon Genesis Evangelion reaction. Today we will be reacting to episodes 15 and 16. The previous two episodes that we reacted to were great, but one of them was basically a recap episode with a little bit of additional information.
Like half of a recap.
Half of a recap. And the one before that was probably my favorite of the two. Really good. We learned a little bit more about the relationship between, and I always forget her name, the scientist.
Dr. Kagi? Ritsuko?
Ritsuko, yes. We learned about her relationship with her mother, that her mother is part of the Magi. Her physical brain.
Mommy Magi.
Mommy Magi is in the system, and it is divided, into three parts that represent like who she was as a person. That was the highlight of the last two episodes. But I'm really excited today for episodes 15 and 16. Lies and Silence is the name of episode 15. I don't really know what to expect. I don't really know where we're going to be going, but I'm here for it. Megan, any thoughts before we jump right in?
Like I said, it's a bit hazy until like the episode starts and I'm like, oh, I remember this. Based off of the synopsis that I'm reading right now,
I don't even want to look.
I don't know how much information they will be giving us this episode. I forget how much.
But we might get some.
It might be a bit lore-y.
Oh,
it might be a bit lore-y.
Shoot. Shoot.
Maybe. We'll see.
All right, we'll see. Now I'm more excited than ever to jump into it.
I don't know. I just said I don't. I just based off of what I'm reading, I think.
You said it. It's confirmed.
Stop.
It's happening. I'm excited.
Well,
and if it doesn't, I'll be super disappointed. All right. Without further ado, let's just jump into episode 15, Lies and Silence.
Legashi 2 and 3. I just hope there won't be any more. Chairman Keel lodged a complaint recently regarding delays in the schedule, and it was directed to me personally. At the end, he even implied you may be relieved of your post.
What are the geriatrics of SEAL complaining about?
Ooh, got him.
Brutality
Got him.
project they're
Oh,
always so
fucks.
obsessed with. What about Ray?
What about
should be done
Ray?
about that
Yeah.
boy?
Let him go
What
about his
about
business.
her?
The same goes for the Marduk Institute.
What started here? What happened 16 years ago?
Kaji.
He's looking for women to seduce.
There you are.
Of the 108 corporations with ties to the Marduk Institute, 106 were dummy setups.
So that makes this one the 107th.
You already knew.
I recognize most of the names. The Marduk Institute, an advisory body that reports directly to the Human Instrumentality Council established to find potential Evangelion pilots.
Your job is to investigate Nerv. Messing around with Marduk is trouble.
So is he a traitor?
Kaji, currently
Oh,
I'm either
damn.
away or can't talk now.
Maybe an informant.
An informant.
Help me, Mr. Kaji! Get away from me, pervert!
And it's specifically about the process of how they go about like finding pilots.
Calling him, but he never answers.
Curiouser and
He's always
curiouser,
away, no matter when
Kaji.
I try him. I'm sorry to impose, but... What? A date? He's friends with Kodama. You know, my
Oh,
older
I thought
sister.
she was
He really
asking
wanted
her
me
on a
to
date. I was like, this show is lit, dude. This show's so progressive.
Quit getting distracted!
What are you going to wear tomorrow?
Where? Oh, you mean the wedding. Let's see, I wore the pink suit at Kiyomi's wedding.
And the orange one? You haven't worn that one in a while.
That's right. There's just a little problem with that one.
Too tight?
Yeah, right. Oh, on the way home.
So Shinji, he seemed particularly glum today. That's
Well, he's Shinji.
Yeah. Well, nothing new.
Tomorrow I have to meet with my father. Do you have any advice for me? Why would you ask me a question like that? I saw you and father talking once and he looked like he was enjoying the conversation.
And he looked like, yeah, he liked you. Like he enjoyed being around you.
My father, what's he like? I don't know. Oh, You wanted to ask me. That's the reason you were staring at me at school?
Well, I couldn't help notice. Your hands. When you wrung out the cloth, it gave me this feeling like I was looking at someone's mother.
A mother?
Okay.
Uh-huh. It felt like...
She twisted a rag, Shinji.
The cloth. Who knows? Maybe you would make a good housewife later on, Ayanami.
Don't be ridiculous.
I mean, she was just
Pen is chillin'.
Pen cameo.
Hey, Misato, can I borrow your perfume, the lavender one?
No way.
What? So stingy.
Get out.
Jesus Christ. I saw my dad for a second. I was like, fuck. Shit.
You really flinched.
I saw my own father.
What's wrong? Are you afraid to be alone with your father tomorrow? At some point, you yourself will have to take the first step or nothing will change.
You think I don't know that?
Tomorrow, I want you to at least keep your chin up. Remember, you're going to see your mother too. All right?
What? Mama Ikari?
Goodbye.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, bye-bye.
Bring Pen, dude.
And now, please enjoy your...
It's a lot of hard cuts.
Looks like Ryoshi's running late.
Sorry I'm late. You two look exceptionally beautiful today. I got caught tying up some loose ends at work.
I couldn't care less about your appearance, but would it kill you to shave once in a while? And speaking of tying up loose ends...
Thanks for that.
You two are like an old married couple.
You know, I think she's onto something.
I'd never with this jerk.
You did, though. You
did,
though. Yeah. Oh, boy. This is going to be rough. This is going to be rough, dude. This is scarier than any angel. Oh, his mom's dead.
Yeah, you missed that part.
I don't even remember her face.
People must be able to forget memories to go on living. Yui taught me that very important lesson many years ago. To remind myself of that.
He killed her.
The journey here to her grave.
Some experiment.
Are there any photographs of Mom?
No, none exist. This grave itself is a facade. That's enough for now.
Well, I
need to go now.
Foolish for thinking it was going to go any other way.
Father! I'm glad we got to talk. This was great, Father.
I see.
I see?
Yeah. This was horrible for me, Shinji. I have to go. Raise his mom? I mean, some sort of experiment? Some sort of clone of his mother? Megan's silence speaks volumes.
You keep doing this thing where you want me to answer your question,
no,
and
sorry,
I cannot say anything.
I'm sorry. Okay, Shinji, I didn't know you could play an instrument.
He's going off right now.
Pretty decent, too. Pretty good.
Not bad at all, Shinji.
I'm not actually talented or anything.
Oh my god, dude. Give yourself
That's
one thing.
A teacher of mine suggested
A lot
I
of
pick it up.
pen this
I
episode.
could have stopped whenever I wanted. You're back early.
That date was so boring. He was so boring, in fact. I ditched him while we were in line for the roller coaster and just came home. The only decent guy around is Mr. Kaji.
Heading to the girls' room.
You're not gonna bail, are you?
Someone's loosened up a little bit. Okay.
I think Misato's had enough. She seems a little too bubbly.
Actually, she's drinking to calm herself down so she doesn't lose control.
You certainly sound like you know what you're talking about, but I guess you did live with her after all.
I was a brat back then. Living together is putting it too kindly. We were basically roommates. Playing married. Oh, I picked up this souvenir for you.
My, how thoughtful.
What about you, Rhi?
I make it a point not to talk about myself.
What's taking so long? Is she fixing her makeup or something?
So,
She's
what
using
were
the
you doing in
bathroom, dude.
Kyoto?
Huh? Oh, I picked that up in Matsushiro.
Don't play dumb with me. If you dig too deep, you'll get burned. Okay, I've got to run off now. I still have some work to do.
Really?
Good night.
Okay, good night.
She just solidified that they're boning tonight. Alcohol, party, dress attire.
I'm out drinking with Kaji.
Not coming home tonight.
After party.
Sure.
Yeah, they're
After party.
they're fucking hard tonight.
Yeah, I mean, she's with Mr. Kaji.
That's why she'd stay out. You're a total idiot.
Are they fucking in the alley right now? What was that? No fucking way, dude.
She was vomiting.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for being too old.
We're both too old for this.
Kaji, Do you think I've changed?
You're more beautiful.
I never apologized for how suddenly I broke up with you. You remind me so much of my father, Kaji. I didn't know what to do. I just couldn't. All I knew was that I was terrified. Being with you, about being a woman, all of it just scared me to death. So I joined NERV thinking maybe I could put all this behind me. But NERV was where my father had worked.
That's super real.
You don't have to apologize.
All I did was run. I just wanted to run away from my father's curse. I'm no different from Shinji. I'm sorry, Kashi. I'm dumping all this on you because I'm drunk.
That's enough.
How could I ever talk down to Shinji?
That's enough.
All I ever do is look for help in men when it's convenient. I'm doing it right now. I have no shame at all. Even back then, Ryoji, I was using you the whole time. I hate myself.
Stop it. That's enough.
I'm hopeless. I know I'm hopeless.
I mean, you don't need. She just said she looks for comfort in men. You don't need to be like. You could maybe give her a hug, dude. You don't need to be taking advantage of this situation right now, which seems like you're doing. That was very real, very vulnerable, Misato.
She obviously did love him. She just put herself in the way. Like she made all these things up to
hey, Shinji,
ditch him.
Do you want to try a kiss?
Huh?
Oh,
what'd you say?
Kiss.
Fuck yeah, dude.
You know?
All right,
Wait,
sick.
Why?
Because I'm bored, that's why.
That's not a good reason to kiss.
Do you feel guilty kissing a girl on the anniversary of your mother's death?
What the fuck? Why would you bring that up?
You from heaven? Well, get ready.
Yep.
Don't breathe through your nose.
Whoa! And I thought the other episode was spicy. He's turning me. He's turning tomato.
Oh my god. It's like not my fucking business. Oh my god, he's gonna die.
He's gonna vomit.
No, he's gonna die. He can't breathe.
That's fucked up. She's so fucked up. She's so wrong for that.
Okay, you're home.
Woo!
Mr. Kaji.
Really? Hi, Mr. Kaji.
Ay.
Me.
Fucked up, dude.
All
Dirty
right.
socks.
I'm gonna take off.
That smell. Lavender.
I mean, he was just
You
carrying
take
her,
good
though,
care
too,
of
though.
Katsuragi for me, all right?
What's up? You look bummed or something.
I kissed you. That's why I'm bummed. Jeez.
Ay.
This is the central dogma. This is the central dogma, okay?
Fuck,
this is
dude,
what
okay.
they've been talking about. This is the central fucking dogma.
And why is she in the center of the central dogma? This is fucking weird, dude. I knew she was some sort of fucking experiment.
Oh,
So, how's that hangover treating you this
Fuck.
morning?
It cleared up thanks to you. Member of the Department of Special Inspection, Special Agency NERV. And also the Ryoji Kaji of the Department of Investigation, Japanese Home Ministry.
You know everything.
Don't underestimate NERV.
Commander Ikari is using me. I can keep going. Although, I will apologize for deceiving you, Katsuragi. Commander Ikari and Ritsuko are deceiving you as well. And this will prove it.
I feel like we're gonna get a bomb drop right now. Bomb drop moment.
Wait, what?
What the fuck?
No, it can't be.
It is.
What the
Start of
fuck?
the second impact, as well as the linchpin and initiator of everything since then. Adam.
So it seems there's more to NERV than I originally thought.
Wow, one of the best episodes. One of the best. That was legitimately one of the best episodes, start to finish. It had romance. It had drama. There were reveals. There was jealousy. There were firsts. There was a lot. There was betrayal. I mean, it had everything, dude. That is and was a great episode. That's how you do it.
Yeah, I love to see watching this episode, just seeing how vulnerable, like for the first time, Misato has been or has shown us.
Yeah, she did.
She always puts up kind of a front.
She does. But she did kind of sprinkle some of that information out. And we did see her kind of bare herself a little bit to Shinji.
Well, because she relates to Shinji.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just, giving him enough information to let him know that she understands his
Yeah,
pain.
she sees herself in him.
Yes.
And she's like, if I would have been told this, maybe
Right.
I wouldn't be working for Nerve right now.
Right.
But so do you. So, yeah.
But there's a deeper level to that pain, to that relationship that she has with her father that she expresses to Kaji, who was revealed to be an informant, traitor, more so, you know, like you said, informant. But she breaks down exactly how she's feeling. And not only is it really nice to hear her say that and for her to bare her soul, but it is so real. Like,
yeah. That speech, that monologue was really good.
Yeah. It was fantastic. I mean, this is like HBO Max drama level dialogue right here.
Yeah. And I do like the idea of like them kind of having like a pretty complicated relationship. Like it's not like they like their breakup was necessarily like messy or anything. Like they were both messy people, I think, but they still like ended it like pretty well, and you could tell that they really still like care for each other. It is just like wrong time, wrong place
They were
type
young.
of situation. Yeah. So just like hearing them talk and hearing him talk about it, like he seems like he is like this, you know, like nothing really bothers me.
Yeah.
I'm a cool guy, but still I think that he's more complex, and I think at the beginning
For
he
sure.
let on.
And I give him a hard time. You know, I like giving him a hard time, but he is a good guy. I know he cares about Misato, and I know Misato cares about him, and I know Misato is dealing with so many things, as well as the weight of everything she's doing at Nerve, on top of everything that she carries, this emotional baggage she carries from her past and her relationship with her father that she's brought into this relationship with Kaji. And so I do like them. I've always loved her, but I give him a hard time. Kaji, I like him a lot. I was kind of curious and wondering where and how the relationship was going to change once he was revealed to be the informant, once Misato held a gun to the back of his head. But he seems to have shown her something that convinces her.
Yeah, she had no idea about.
Yeah, and she's been pretty loyal to Nerve despite everything that's happened. Again, that could come a lot from, you know, just her feelings toward her father and everything, but also just with the promotion that she's gotten, like, and how she's rose through the ranks. Like she's been handling business. And was a very loyal and dedicated employee of Nerve. He is showing her something. The angel from the first impact, Adam, on a cross, which they have been hiding from everybody, saying that not only did Commander Ikari know and is the person behind this, but also Ritsuko. Ritsuko knows about this as well. And I did kind of get that sense, right? Like, you know, her relationship to her mother, the Magi, like she does seem like she is a little closer to some of these secrets because of how, like, Misato,
because of her role.
Absolutely.
Yeah. She's
a scientist.
Yeah, she has to do all of the, pretty much all the inner workings of every, you know, experiment or anything that they do. Like she has to be the one in the front lines to do that. Like Misato just kind of shows up and then gives like orders and saying like, this is how we're gonna do it, like battle stuff. So
strategy, stuff like that. Yeah. So I think this is going to be more interesting to see how it affects the relationship between Misato and Ritsuko going forward, because that party scene was to show them like, not only it's been a while since Kaji and Misato have been together, but since all three of them have been together. So we know that they have a triangle past, maybe not triangle past, but they were all three friends.
Yeah.
So I don't know how this is going to affect the relationship with Misato and Ritsuko. Is Ritsuko going to continue to lie? Is Misato going to confront her? Is she going to play it kind of cooler and just kind of see what happens? That's what really has me interested in the next episode and the episodes going forward. I mean, there was so many other things too. Not just that, which that Misato monologue was it, right? And the reveal at the end was it. But even the Shinji Asuka stuff too.
Yeah.
And the Rei stuff.
And the Rei stuff. We're seeing, like, especially with Asuka, like in this episode in particular, like we are seeing how much she is kind of like not interested in people her own age in general. She wants to be more grown up. Like, oh, can I borrow your perfume? Oh no, that's for grown up. She's like, what the like? Why? Yeah. She ditched the guy on the date because he was just like boring.
Right.
And the whole time she's just wanting to see Kaji and like wanting to be with like someone older because she thinks that she's older because of what she does in her job, like because she has so much more responsibility than like your average 14-year-old. And we saw that, especially like her and Shinji. Like she just realized, like, yeah, no.
Yeah,
I'm just kind of not interested. Yeah.
I mean, I've always kind of felt that from her, that she's kind of cared for Kaji in that way, and that she's kind of viewed herself as this like older. She gives sometimes she gives like Angelica from Rugrats kind of vibes, you know. She always thinks she can boss everybody else around, and like, you know, she's the leader of the pack. But so that was a fun scene. I feel bad for Shinji all the time. She goes and like gargles Listerine right after. How disrespectful, dude. That would crush my self-confidence.
Yeah, any 14-year-old boy would be like, oh, I'm going to go dig myself into a hole and never come out.
Sick.
Cool. I was already there, but now I'm even more there. But Shinji didn't even really, because I don't know, I feel like he is just so like, he's so innocent right now. Like he really is. I mean, any other 14-year-old boy, like his friends.
Oh, yeah.
Are way more like like scratching, but Shinji's like, sure, I'll do, whatever you like, whatever you want.
He did kind of play it cool until he, you know, started changing colors.
Well, because she was holding his nose,
right? Which is kind of
again,
funny,
she had to have the power.
Yeah.
You know, like you do it the way I want you to do it,
right?
But even if you do it, it's like, why did I? This is
she hates it anyway.
Yeah, she hates it anyway.
But I found more interesting like Shinji's whole, you know, interaction scene that he had with his dad visiting his mother's grave. It's no surprise to me that his mother's dead. I was a fool for thinking that Shinji's mom would be alive and kicking this whole time. Like,
you're like, yeah, like no, Shinji's mom.
I don't know. I don't know. I thought she was maybe removed from the situation. I mean, she kind of is, but you know, I thought she maybe lived far away. I don't know what I thought, but I was foolish, okay? Because of course Shinji's mom would be dead. I do think that there is clearly, you know, Commander Ikari had something to do with it. Whether she was just a part of the civilian group that he knew was going to be affected by a choice he made, whether it was directly or indirectly, like I feel like he is not completely innocent. Like there's no body, which that's sus. And it's also sus that, which it could have been like,
yeah, like that was a mass.
Of course.
Mass grave site.
Right.
I mean, all of those, like, that might have been no bodies, just like disintegrated or some shit from the impact.
And in this situation, like, completely understandable. Very normal. But again, just the line, like, Shinji to have that weird moment. Like, there's nothing, I guess, like, inherently motherly about like, wringing out a rag. But to Shinji, it was like something was there. Like, he saw something motherly about the way that she did that. I don't think we know what age Shinji was when his mother died. So maybe subconsciously he has that memory from his mom.
He doesn't remember what she looks like at all.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it might have been just like an unlocked memory of her.
That's what I'm saying.
Wringing out the rag.
Rei's affinity for Commander Ikari and Rei's loss of memory is because Rei was an experiment. She is some sort of clone of Shinji's mom. I don't know why she has blue hair. I don't know why there is this like need to do that. Like I don't
very interesting theory.
Anyway, I mean that's just where my head's at. I don't know. But then we saw her, you know, sort of in that test. Something's up with her. You know, she ain't what she's.
I mean, all will be revealed.
Well, let's see. I'm excited for episode 16, The Sickness Unto Death, and then ... So let's just jump right into it.
Did you change the
This song always puts me in a good mood.
Water's too hot!
Sorry.
You apologize too easily. You're way too interpunitive.
Now, Asuka.
Don't you think you're coddling him too much?
Really?
You got back together with Mr. Kaji, and now you're pushing your happiness vibe on everyone.
Nothing's going on between Kaji and me.
Hey, Katsuragi. I found this place that
I knew it. I knew it.
You free tonight?
I knew it.
I want to puke!
You literally made out with Shinji last night.
She's on one.
Yes, she is.
How's the third children doing?
Here, have a look.
Let's see. It'd be nice if this gave him more confidence in himself. Shinji, can you hear me?
But it won't.
But it never will.
How did I do on the test just now, huh?
Oh, he's excited.
Congrats, you're number 1.
Oh, Shinji, you're amazing. So strong, too strong. You're the Uberman. Well, at least now we can slack off a little. We better watch our backs or he'll leave us in his dust, won't he?
Farewell.
Damn.
For used books and movies, visit the Bashar nearby.
Yes.
Takes so little for him to just come crashing back down.
Yeah, dude, everybody fucking rips into this man whenever they see him. Wow, dude. I have stopped trying to decipher what the fuck these things are. But they do still continue to get more and more abstract. Is that a pattern? Is that purposeful?
What does that mean? A new angel?
The Magi is holding back on any assessment.
Your mom is holding back.
Of course, Commander Ikari would be absent at a time like this.
This is wild, man.
Oh!
Whoa!
Sneak attack.
We've sent you everything we know about the target. If possible, you are to lure it out of the city's airspace. One of you will lead and the rest will provide cover. Understood?
This is a job for the one on the honor roll. The one who's bold and courageous. The man who scored the highest sync rate. Don't you think so?
Oh.
I can do it. Wait, what? I'll show you how it's done, Asuka.
Dang.
Finally, a little self-confidence.
Both of you.
You said it yourself, didn't you? Congrats, you're #1.
Well, yeah, but that was...
Well, yeah, but I didn't mean it. This is sick, dude. They're like on their spy shit right now.
Asuka, what are your current positions?
There's no way to cover that much ground so quickly.
Oh, shooty.
Why do they need to be hooked up like that again? They haven't.
Forget.
They haven't always been hooked up.
No.
Like that. So.
Well, maybe.
No, I don't think so.
It's gone?
It just vanished.
Angel located. Pattern blue.
Whoa, dude.
Shinji, get out of there! Shinji, get out of there, you idiot!
Whoa.
Miss Misato, what's going on? Help me! Miss Misato,
Wow.
Send the signal!
Ay, ay, ay.
Shinji, no! Asuka, Ray, rescue unit 1!
Damn.
It's gone again!
The whole city's going under.
The city is...
Asuka, Ray, retreat.
And leave Shinji?
Withdraw. That's an order.
What about his cable? Pull him up from his cable or something.
When we reeled in the umbilical cable, there was nothing at the end of it.
Fuck.
If Shinji doesn't operate the Ava and just focuses on staying alive by switching to life support
He's gonna
mode, that will give him 16
come
hours.
up out of the darkness. 16 hours.
He had this coming to him. Getting all cocky because his test results were good. What? Are you getting in my face because I was bad-mouthing Shinji?
Tell me, do you pilot your Ava to be praised by others?
No, I don't. Not by others. By me. I praise myself for what I do.
It's true he went out on his own. That's why I'll need to scold him when he gets back.
He has to come back, but it's just like how he will come back and who he will be when he comes back. Will he be the same Shinji that we know and love and make fun of? Whoa, 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 whoa.
Totally blank like before. The space must be so big that radar isn't bouncing back. It's been 12 hours since I switched to life support mode. Guess that means I have about 4 hours left.
So that shadow is the Angel's main body? Correct. The Angel is 3 nanometers thick with a diameter of 680 meters.
Damn.
That extremely thin space is
That's the size of my stepmom. I'm just kidding, that was messed up. That was a joke. That was a joke.
So our target is the black shadow that enveloped Unit 1.
The water is murky! The purification function must be failing! Blood! I smell blood! No! I don't want to be here anymore! Why isn't the hatch unlocking?
So freaking real, dude.
Get me out of here! Miss Misato! Asuka! Ayanabe!
Oh my god. The panic and the fear is so real in the show. That's why people talk shit about this dub, but this dub is fucking goated for that, for sure.
We drop our entire stock of 992 N2 mines at its center. We focus the explosive energy to destroy the Angel. What would happen to Shinji? What kind of rescue mission is this? Top priority in this mission will be placed on the recovery of Unit 1. Hold on now! Whether or not the pilot survives is immaterial. Shinji's loss is a result of your negligence. Don't ever forget that. Why are you and Commander Ikari so adamant about saving Ava Unit 1?
Yup.
What are the Avas? I've given you all the relevant information. Liar. As of right now, I will take command of this entire operation.
Dang.
Like to see you try.
The second effect. The Instrumentality Project. Adam. I'm still left in the dark on too many things.
Well, you're not going to get answers by slapping people in the face.
Actually, you might.
You might.
Yeah. That's how interrogations sometimes work.
That's true. That's true.
Shinji Ikari. But that's me.
Oh.
I am you. People have another one of themselves inside. Who you are is always comprised of two of yourselves. Two? The self that is seen by others, and the self that observes that act. There's the Shinji Ikari inside yourself. The Shinji inside Misato Katsuragi. The Shinji inside Asuka. The Shinji inside Rei Ayanami. The Shinji inside Gendo. They're all different Shinji Ikaris, but they are all genuine Shinji Ikaris. You're afraid of the Shinji Ikari that's inside others. I'm afraid of being disliked by others. You're afraid of you yourself being hurt. Whose fault is that? This is all Father's fault. It's his fault because he left me. It's my fault.
Shit, a lot of slapping this episode.
Your father?
Good work, Shinji.
See how it was
Called
like.
me by my name. My father. He actually praised me. Are you going to recall that one moment of happiness for the rest of your life?
Ooh.
I'll be able to go on. But you need to believe in yourself for who you are. Or else you won't be able to go on.
What others think isn't important.
Get out!
No! I don't want to hear this! See? Now you're running again. We can't just pick out enjoyable times in our lives to daisy chain together.
Ooh.
Especially not me. I found something I enjoy. What's wrong with that?
His plug suit's life support should be in the red zone by now.
Man, just say it. Say it. I fucking hate my dad. My dad's a bitch.
Child? Father! You ran away all on your own.
That's right. He's under suspicion for killing his own wife.
Told you.
We'll thank you and praise you for your work.
He did do it.
Get me out of here. I don't want to be. The heating and oxygen circulation is cut out. It's so cold. Guess that's it. I'm so tired of everything.
God damn. What the hell is happening? The angels, or him. The soul. Oh, his mom.
Mom?
Did his mom look like Rei?
You'll be okay? I'm glad to hear it.
It went between voices, I feel like, right there.
Both Ava units are in position.
Wait, what's happening?
Wow. This is like some berserk shit, the eclipse. Whoa. He's being birthed from darkness. Woo, the sounds. Wow.
I'm piloting a horrible thing like that?
Born from darkness, covered in
What kind
blood.
of monstrosity did we replicate? I know the Ava is not just some simple copy of the first angel.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Oh. Kill all of them, Shinji. Everybody who laughed at you. Find those kids from the bus.
Are you alright? Come on, answer me! Shinji!
Wow. She really loves him. She cares so much. That's so fucking
I
sweet.
thought you were going to scold him.
That was an
I've
amazing
never
moment.
felt more afraid of an Ava than I did today. Are the Avas really our allies? Major Katsuragi might be starting to suspect something. If Rei or Shinji ever found out the secret of the Avas, they would probably never forgive us.
Never forgive them.
Just rest today. We'll take care of things.
Thanks, but I feel fine, really.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it.
Finally, someone's there at the hospital with him. After all this time. Oh, two of them. Both of them came. What do you smell his hand for?
I can't get rid of the blood.
Oh, fuck. Wow, dude. Okay, I know I said that the last episode might have been my favorite episode, but that might have been my favorite episode. These were two back-to-back bangers. And I'll say it now that, we had these two fucking bangers back-to-back. But the two episodes last week, I do feel like they were good, but they just, they didn't feel like that. Like, I felt like they were important to establish things, but, I don't know. These were it. Like these episodes were it. Especially in this one. I mean, I had kind of already theorized potentially that, you know, and again, I've been saying all kinds of wild shit. So I mean, it's something is bound to take. But I've been saying that the Evas were probably, because they are organic, and we saw that very early on.
Yeah, with the eyeballs.
With the eyeballs and
which is kind of like really crazy.
And yeah, it's so crazy.
Because it's like you in the beginning, I mean, even just being a person that had no idea what this story was about, you just really see these Evas and just like, oh, those are mech suits. Like those are completely mechanical, completely big mechas that are fighting against each other. It's like, oh no,
there's so much more at play.
It's like a, yeah.
Well, what's kind of crazy? Okay, look, is especially you see it too when you see the harmonic like converging or convergent sort of exercises that they have to do. Like they have to like synchronize, like harmonize with the Evas, the angels, the replicants of somewhat clones sort of Adam, kind of, right? Like that's kind of what we're saying. Or Misato was saying like they're not just clones of Adam. There's something more to them. Like they are. But then Ritsuko and Ikari, when they were standing there looking at it, they said they would never forgive us if they found out like what these actually were. Like if they found out like. Yeah, I think what they actually were, then they would never forgive us.
I don't think that Rei or Shinji know that they are, in fact, like angels.
No, I don't think they know right now yet either.
Yeah, so they probably are talking about that.
No, for sure. But just angels? Like, why would they? And I'm only gonna say this because I do think it's relevant to this story. And I was getting major vibes. I've said it earlier in some of our previous reactions. But when Shinji is sort of like talking to himself, that part was incredible too, because we know and have seen in so many other stories, right? Like we talk about the soul, and there's our human bodies and our soul. But then to take it like a step further and go like, no, there's a you in everybody.
Well, right? like perception.
Yeah, I know, but
yeah,
it's almost
and it's like a you in everyone. It's like everyone will. Have memories of you or see you a certain way forever. Like, and you can't control what they think about you. You have no control over that.
But it's all like, the way that the voice was speaking too and saying like, but they're all genuine like versions of you or there was some.
They're all him because that's how they all have a piece of him because he's in all of their lives.
But I think exactly that's what I'm saying. I think that's so beautiful. I think that's so poetic to like really kind of like personify, even for the sake of just this like conversation that they were having, like personify these other versions of yourself that exist through the perceptions of other people. Like, I don't like giving them like voice or, just like the way he was speaking about them. Like, I don't know. It was really powerful. Like, I don't know why
because he's so obsessed with how people perceive him.
He is.
So, his inner voice telling him like, you can't keep doing that. Like,
you can't be afraid of those.
Yeah, because
versions.
Yeah, because sometimes whatever you do, if like a person treats you a certain way, like you'll always perceive them in whatever way you want. Like, you could apologize, do this, do that, but sometimes you can't really change your perception of that person. So I think that his inner voice was just like, hey, yeah, you can't keep doing this because like obviously the version of you that you see versus the version that your dad sees are like completely different, but you like kind of make them the same when you put yourself down and think little of yourself when like nothing really was your fault.
Yeah,
like the way you're perceiving yourself is the way that your father perceives you, but you're not that.
Yeah, and that was so crazy too when that voice was calling him out for his bullshit. Like the same shit I was mad at him and furious at him about in I think a couple episodes back when he was saying that his reason for even piloting the Eva was for his father's approval. Mm-hmm. This voice, him, said to him, what are you just going to write off that one fucking memory? That one time that your dad said something like kind of nice to you? You're just going to ride on that forever? You're going to forget about everything else? And just I don't know. I feel like that's also a real thing. Like people want to give. I understand they want to give, people the benefit of the doubt. You know, they want to be loved by certain people. They want to be wanted, to feel needed, to feel like they're doing a good job, you know. So they will make those excuses. But that is like, I don't know, that was such a, like, I mean, it is an abusive relationship, and emotionally, and I think even, I'm sure, physical to a degree, like a physically abusive relationship that they have. And so, like, I don't know, I just feel like that's...
Yeah, we're seeing like two sides of the coin. Like Asuka and Shinji are so good to look at in their differences within each other. Like Shinji's going through this whole thing with himself and how he is trying to find a reason why he needs to pilot an Eva.
Right.
It's just for his dad. And even Rei kind of brings that up to Asuka, like, why do you do it?
Yeah.
Like, just for the, you know, for everyone to praise you. And she's like, no, like, I don't do it for everyone to praise me. I do it to praise myself. And I'm like, but if that was true,
right,
you wouldn't be as angry as you are,
right,
all the time about not getting enough attention and not being the best of the best, you know. So it's like, you know, they're both kind of bullshitting themselves in a way, and they're just two faces. Like that, you know, one is super unconfident. And the one time he tries to be confident because he's being told, right? Like that was the whole thing. Like Misato told him, like, you know, oh, you got like 100%. You're the number one. And then, you know, we have Asuka like giving him shit and being like, oh yeah, why don't you go ahead? Why don't you go ahead? Like thinking that he would just be like, no, I'm good. But he's like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Like you're right. I do want to step up and I'm gonna do it. And even Misato's like, maybe not.
Yeah.
And it's not like they're telling him this just to make him feel good, but at the same time, like, maybe a part of them know. And Misato's been seeing how, like, bummed out he's been, so she's just trying to do anything to make him feel better. But he took that as, like, I'm going to go in.
That's the thing about how Misato loves him, which I understand, right? Misato loves him from the kind of perspective, from a similar sort of, like, experience that she had in her own life, right? So she kind of loves him and gives him maybe what she wanted, and would have helped her in that situation. She's super empathetic. But what I loved about this voice in his head was that, you know, it kind of gave him that tough love. Like he was making excuses for his father, you know, and giving, you know, fixating and focusing on the few good things that he did. And this voice was like, that's just the one time, you know, how long are you going to do that? And you can't just, life isn't just like taking all of these like great memories or like kind of okay memories and stringing them all together. Like, you know, I don't know. It was like some real tough love. Like this is how it really is type shit that you can't fucking run from.
And I liked it too, because back to like the perceptions of yourself, you know, like you to other people, like what we just said, like Misato sees Shinji as like a younger version of herself. Asuka sees Shinji as her like real insecurities, and that's why she gets so upset at him, because like it's a reflection of like she's, you know, putting on a face essentially. Gendo, I don't know, maybe he just sees a reflection of like now we know his dead wife.
Yeah.
So they're all seeing different versions of Shinji. You know what I mean? Like perceiving him and putting those on him even before projecting
their own insecurities onto him.
Projecting. And Misato, it's definitely comes from like a loving place. And maybe that's why she like does that's kind of push him, you know, a little farther than he should, or, you know, like really motivate him. But all of them see Shinji for like different reasons, not for like Shinji.
Right. Absolutely. And that's actually really, I mean, that is what it is. You know, they are really projecting all of those things onto him. But, you know, we learned so much in this episode too, kind of sprinkled throughout also, that Commander Ikari was not framed, but he was accused, and people thought that he had something to do with
like tabloids. I mean, so it wasn't,
it was very public.
It was very public. So,
and I only bring it up, and this is what I was saying a while back, but I'm bringing it all the way back around. I only bring it up because I think it is relevant, but it reminds me of Ender's Game, and I've said that in a previous episode, and I'm saying it again here. So if you, for whatever reason, it's an old story, an old book, they turned it into a movie, but if for whatever wild reason, you don't want to be spoiled, just beware spoilers for Ender's Game here, because I do think that there's a lot of similarities, even though there's probably, and it definitely is, a lot of differences. So they're also like young kids, right? It involves like young children that they are training to take out this like this race of alien that is kind of invading Earth, and they're like these bug kind of creatures. You know, the whole book is essentially like the training process of like training children and for war and how like fucked up that could be. But at the very end of the book, Ender is like this, is the Shinji character where he is like showing a lot of potential, but they don't really know how it'll affect like putting a kid into battle. So spoiler alert, again, they run the like final simulation and the final test, and he passes with flying colors, and he's able to wipe out the alien colonies, you know. And then the reveal at the end is like they didn't want to pressure him by telling him that simulation like was actually the real thing. Like he was remotely piloting like all of these ships, and he was wiping out this like race. But he had some sort of like, in that moment, he had some sort of connection with the race, and he talked to one of them, and they basically figured out that like another twist on top of a twist was that like they were both sort of just like Earth and this other race of people, they were just sort of reacting to each other. That like the people of Earth could never really speak their language and never really hear what they were trying to say, and vice versa. There was a communication, there was a lack of communication, and yeah, they were just reacting to each other's violence. I don't know what it is about, especially this episode as well, that like it seems like the angels again, like there is some sort of communication barrier that like either
yeah, for sure. Or it's just like not even you know, human beings, anything that could be a threat or different is looked at as bad. So it could have been just like a thing where we haven't even like tried to reach out and communicate or do anything because you know, they've done some damage.
Well, I know, and I think it was really that moment where like Shinji was having that conversation with, because he's in an Ava, and we find and we get like confirmation that the Avas do come from angels in one way, shape, or form. Maybe even more directly the first angel. So you know, they potentially and possibly have their own independent consciousness. Was like Shinji talking to himself, or was he talking to the Ava's manifestation of its own consciousness, which was like Shinji, because they have like
connected.
They have been so connected. And so was that actually kind of like the Ava, which is not technically an angel, but close to it, like talking? Was that like, that's what reminded me of Ender's Game, was like that conversation that Ender finally had with like because they were bugs, so it was like he spoke to the queen, right, of the colony or whatever. And so this kind of felt like that moment too, where Shinji was maybe talking to himself, but also maybe talking to an angel for the first time, like establishing that communication like between the two. I don't know.
And what do you think about like his mom, like that spirit?
That was crazy. There was a picture of her, and maybe it's not worth going back, but I kind of didn't see it in the moment. I was so like gunked by everything else that was happening, but I couldn't see how similar to Rey she looked like. I'm on that.
You're still on that.
But but yeah, you know, angels, her spirit coming out. I don't really know what to make of that, other than like possibly again, like, because they would be, I don't know how mad Shinji and Asuka and Rey would be if they just found out like, oh yeah, we're just cloning angels and that's what the Avas are. Like, I do wonder if there is some other like deeper and darker thing that would make them more upset. Like, I don't know, like something about like, I don't know, like the angels, or I don't know. Well,
it'd be kind of crazy to be like, yeah, this thing that you've been fighting in this whole time,
right,
is the thing that, you know, you are actively fighting.
Right.
It would be kind of like, oh damn, and I've been like hooking up my consciousness to this shit. You know?
Yeah, but maybe in that moment Shinji was able to sort of, I don't know, because the angels are capable of like all kinds of things that humanity doesn't seem capable of, and again, maybe that's why they call them, you know, angels, because there is some sort of, I don't know, heavenly
host.
Well, yeah, I mean, like the sort of like heavenly, the imagery or the idea, the name, like as being associated with heaven, and then seeing like, well, seeing Adam, right, or no, the first angel like crucified, and then seeing the spirit, like it does give me like afterlife vibes, like we're all connected, the planes of existence. Like I don't know. I don't know that I need to really unpack, because that's there's a lot there. Like, where did that come from? I did say
you get some juicy lore. I was right about that.
That was, and maybe, see what's also crazy in a way, and I don't even know how this would make sense, but and it's not going to make sense when I say it out loud, but in some weird way, like I almost wonder if like, what if like the Avas or the angels are actually like humans, because they again share that DNA, that same sequence, humans that are like, I said this kind of earlier in one of our earlier episodes, but like, what if they're being piloted, right, by the spirits of like actual humans? Like, I don't know. That doesn't make any sense, but I don't know. There's some logic there. I just can't put it all together. I can't really explain what I'm trying.
Don't feel bad. What am I can't go like, I know. Yes. Yeah, I have to pretend like I don't know anything that you're talking about.
But this is like fucking peak shit, dude. I love this, and I love these 2 episodes. We got that moment with Shinji, which was so powerful. That reunion with Shinji and Misato, and that whole like confrontation between Ritsuko and Misato was all like, those are all things that was what I was really wanting to see.
I mean, yeah, I feel like you said, that now that it's kind of all out there, now that she kind of realizing that like both Ikari and Ritsuko are like holding something from her, like everyone's gonna kind of be on their toes.
Yeah.
Every decision, every move is going to be like questioned now, and that's not going to be the best for the teamwork that they do have to do together. Especially now that it is just like, I said that we should kill the Magi, and you were super adamant about not doing that. But now that Shinji's in the mix and I want to save him, you're saying no.
That's a great
point. And there's
point.
no other way we can do it, and I'm going to take the mission. Like, Misato was a friend, and she could have, obviously they wanted to save it, but like she could have been like, yeah, no, that's not, I'm
the
stepping
one in charge.
Yeah, and I'm going to say
I pull rank.
Exactly. But that
but that reunion, dude, really, really fucking got me. Even Shinji just like,
and even Ikari not even being there.
Of course not.
For his like son was about to die, and he would have been like, get the call like, hello, oh, he's gone. Okay, thank you.
Sick. And that it seemed like they wanted to prioritize saving the
Ava versus
over
Shinji,
saving Shinji. So that was super interesting and important too. Like, these things are hard for them to again, they're not really building them. They're like, I think like creating them. They're not just machine. Obviously we definitely got concrete evidence of that. But yeah, then the 2 of them, Rei and Asuka coming to visit him in the hospital. Like, again, I said it during the episode, but this show like really delivers that and sells that like panic and fear when Shinji's in those moments, when he's expressing and feeling that pain, but also the claustrophobia of potentially like having to die and suffocate or drown in this fluid inside of this Ava. Like, the panic in his voice, like it really, I mean, it really is something crazy, and I think is something that is executed and performed so well. So I do have to give the dub a lot of credit for that. Like, it is exceptional in those moments. But overall, man, crazy 2 episodes. Probably some of my favorite episodes that we've reacted to in a while.
I feel like you're just gonna keep saying that.
I maybe, but
not in a bad way.
These were clearly like on another level. Both of these were on another freaking level.
Yeah, it's really I feel like past this point, I say it like every episode, but it's just now the dominoes are starting to fall. Now we're seeing more and more of like the world and like history that we didn't know, like, the Magi, like all of it, the central dogma, like things that we haven't seen but heard of, and Adam, all of this stuff. So it is, it is pretty crazy.
It's only going to get crazier and crazier.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine. And I just want to address right here at the very end, if you're here all the way to the very end, then I just want to say that we're going to try our best to, once we do catch up, because we are about like 10 episodes from finishing the series. So once we do finish the series, we're going to try our best to react to some of the movies. I might have said that in the previous video. I might not have, but
people. I know. I think it was like
asking.
the first episode, or maybe I said it in like a community live or something. That like, yeah, for sure, we wanna do that because I really want Josh to see the most current. I think it came out in like 2020. The newest Neon movie, like that movie it's so good.
I'm excited. I want to see it. I want to see it for so many reasons. But especially because, just by seeing like some key visuals or, one or two key visuals, just the animation, the quality of animation, like I live for that. But that's probably going to do it on our discussion of episode, 15 and 16.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that becoming a Patreon and YouTube member basically gives you uncut, unedited access to these reactions. So if you would like to become a member and get that access, all you got to do is go to patreon.com/volume1pod or click join somewhere next to the subscribe button on our main channel, which there will be a link in the description too below. It's always so hard to like pitch that on this channel, but we'll maybe get to a place where we can set up a membership program over here too, but I just don't want it. I feel like it'll be more confusing if there's just membership button options everywhere.
Yeah.
Try to keep it kind of simple. So I don't know. Maybe it's simple. Maybe it's more complicated. Either way, patreon.com/volume1pod or click join somewhere next to the subscribe button on our main channel to become a YouTube member and get that uncut, unedited access as well as many other perks. As well. That's going to do it for this episode, this conversation. We'll be back soon to react to more. The only thing left to do now is to get out of here on our outro that is always the same and never changes, which today, Megan, is...
Keep Shinji's name out of your mouth.
I like it. I like it.
Gives a slap.
Oh, because people kept getting slapped. I like that. That's good. Thank you to everybody, by the way, for liking, subscribing, commenting. All that stuff helps us out so much.
We're so close to 1,000 on this channel. Dowie!
Yeah, and maybe by the time this comes out, maybe we will have already hit it, but maybe not. So continuing to like, comment and subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, like that helps us out so much. We appreciate all that. Being here, too, at the very end, view duration helps out so much. But with all that said, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for any and all ways that you show your support. And until next time, keep Shinji's name out of your mouth.
Keep it out.
And I'm looking at you, Commander Ikari, and I'm looking at you, Ritsuko. Before you get slapped again. I mean, something before you get them hands. Get them hands. Them hands smell like lavender. Smell like lavender. Cheeks.